all-new 2025 Lincoln Aviator, the luxury SUV everyone's talking about. What if I told you the newest luxury SUV on the block isn't just about leather seats and flashy screens, but a driving experience that could make you rethink what comfort and power really mean? The 2025 Lincoln Aviator has just landed, and it's bringing features that rival Europe's finest while promising the kind of American luxury we rarely see in this segment. But is it truly a game changer, or just a polished update wrapped in hype? Stick around, because by the end, you'll know whether this SUV deserves a spot in your driveway. The Lincoln Aviator has always lived in that sweet spot between mid-size practicality and full-size luxury, offering families the space they need without sacrificing style. But now, for 2025, Lincoln is taking things a step further. This all-new Aviator isn't just a refreshed SUV. It's Lincoln's boldest statement yet in the premium segment, aiming to challenge the likes of BMW, Audi, and Lexus with a uniquely American approach to luxury. From the outside, it immediately stands out with a sleeker profile and a design language that feels more modern, more confident, and unmistakably upscale. Inside, Lincoln is promising a cabin built around comfort and serenity, complete with sustainable materials and cutting-edge technology, designed to make daily driving feel effortless. Why does this launch matter? Because in today's market, where premium SUVs are everywhere, Lincoln is betting that refinement, craftsmanship, and next-level features can set the Aviator apart. But here's the real question. Is this SUV truly ready to compete head-to-head with established European rivals, or is it simply an upgrade that plays it safe? In the next few minutes, we'll break down exactly what makes the 2025 Lincoln Aviator stand out, and whether it's worth your attention over the competition. Now let's talk about what makes the 2025 Lincoln Aviator more than just another luxury SUV announcement, because the details here really matter. First, the design. Lincoln hasn't gone radical, but it's gone refined. The new Aviator wears a bolder grille with sharper lines, a sleeker silhouette, and slimmer LED headlights that give it a confident, upscale presence. Walk around the back, and you'll notice a wide light bar stretching across the tailgate, emphasizing width and road presence. It's not trying to be flashy like some European rivals, but it communicates quiet confidence, the kind of design that gets a second glance in the parking lot without screaming for attention. Step inside, and this is where Lincoln is really raising eyebrows. The cabin feels more like a luxury lounge than a traditional SUV interior. Think wide horizontal lines, floating digital displays, and seats designed not just for comfort, but for long-haul relaxation. Premium materials are everywhere: soft leather options, open-pore wood trim, and sustainable fabrics that hint at Lincoln's focus on the future. The new panoramic screen setup brings infotainment and driver information into a single, sleek interface, giving the cockpit a futuristic feel without overwhelming you with buttons. It's modern, it's calming, and it's distinctly American in its sense of space. On the performance side, Lincoln has focused on balance. Powertrain options include a turbocharged V6 and a plug-in hybrid setup designed for both smooth highway cruising and effortless city driving. The hybrid's estimated range isn't fully disclosed yet, but Lincoln is promising quicker acceleration and improved efficiency compared to the outgoing model. And with adaptive suspension and available all-wheel drive, the Aviator is tuned to soak up bumps while still giving you that planted, confident feel. It's not pretending to be a track monster. This is a vehicle built for comfort, silence, and effortless power delivery. Technology is another big talking point. The 2025 Aviator offers Lincoln's latest driver assist suite with adaptive cruise control, lane centering, and hands-free highway driving features that aim to take the stress out of long commutes. The infotainment system now supports faster over-the-air updates, meaning your SUV keeps getting better even after you've driven it off the lot. And yes, Lincoln has leaned into the luxury touches, massaging seats, customizable ambient lighting, and even a sound system tuned by Revel to turn the cabin into a rolling concert hall. But it's not all perfect. The Aviator still carries some weight. Literally. It's a large SUV, and while Lincoln has improved efficiency, don't expect it to sip fuel like a compact crossover. And while the interior quality is superb, some buyers may feel the overall design still plays it safe compared to flashier European rivals. These are small critiques, but they matter in a competitive luxury market. And here's where things get interesting. Pricing hasn't been fully revealed yet, but Lincoln is expected to position the Aviator strategically, undercutting German competitors while offering many of the same features, if not more. If that strategy holds, it could make the 2025 Aviator one of the smartest buys in the luxury SUV space. But does that really make it the SUV you should choose? Well, before we get to the highlights and drawbacks that could make or break your decision, there are a few surprising details, including one feature Lincoln quietly slipped in, that might just tip the scales. And here's where everything comes together. The moment that tells us whether the 2025 Lincoln Aviator is just another luxury SUV on the road, or something that can truly stand its ground. On paper, Lincoln promised refinement, comfort, and technology. But in the real world behind the wheel, it feels even more polished than expected. The turbocharged V6 delivers smooth, confident acceleration, enough to glide past traffic without a hint of strain. Tap into the plug-in hybrid, and the instant torque gives you that surprising push in city driving, all while keeping the cabin whisper quiet. It's not about adrenaline-pumping speed. It's about effortless power that feels natural, almost serene. The ride quality is perhaps the Aviator's biggest surprise. With adaptive suspension soaking up every crack and dip in the road, it feels less like an SUV and more like a luxury sedan on stilts. Add in near-silent insulation and the crystal-clear Revel audio system, and suddenly every commute feels like a private first-class lounge. Lincoln has leaned heavily into this identity. Not sporty, not aggressive, but calm, composed, and genuinely relaxing. Of course, it's not flawless. Push the Aviator harder through corners and the weight makes itself known. It doesn't dance like a BMW X5 or grip like an Audi Q7. But that's the thing. Lincoln isn't trying to be European. Instead, it's carving out its own lane, delivering a kind of comfort-first luxury that many buyers actually want, even if they don't say it out loud. And here's the twist. The Aviator doesn't just meet expectations, it quietly exceeds them in the areas that matter most to its audience: serenity, luxury, and value. For anyone tired of SUVs that scream for attention or punish you on bumpy roads, this is a refreshing alternative. So the real question is, does this new Aviator have what it takes to be the smarter luxury SUV buy in 2025? Let's break down the highlights, the drawbacks, and whether this Lincoln truly deserves your money. So, where does all of this leave us with the 2025 Lincoln Aviator? After looking at the design, the features, the performance, and the overall driving feel, one thing is clear. Lincoln didn't build this SUV to chase Europe's playbook. They built it to double down on what American luxury can be: calm, comfortable, and quietly confident. The strengths are undeniable. A beautifully finished interior that feels more like a sanctuary than a cabin. Smooth, effortless power delivery that makes long drives a pleasure rather than a chore. Tech that enhances the experience without overwhelming you with complexity. And if Lincoln positions the price just right, undercutting the Germans while offering more standard luxury, the value proposition becomes very hard to ignore.